If scam was every Indian's favorite buzzword in the run-up to the 2014 election, in the last year or so, it has been replaced by the word lynching.
कभी गौ रक्षा के नाम पर तो कभी बच्चा चोरी की अफवाह के नाम पर किसी को घेर लेना, मार देना आसान होता जा रहा है.
In just 2 months, 16 lynching cases have been reported from across India's hinterland. Most recently, a man was lynched in Alwar, Rajasthan, on suspicion that he was smuggling cattle. And weeks earlier, a woman was lynched in West Bengal on suspicion that she was abducting children. Lynching has become so common, Mehul Choksi has conveniently decided to stay abroad because he fears a lynching on arrival. Sure, and I don't pay my taxes because of Bofors. How did India suddenly adopt this reputation for barbaric tribalism? And how the hell do we stop it? Statistics point to a sharp rise in lynching in the last few years. There have been more than 70 recorded cases between 2014 and 2017. The situation is so bad that the Supreme Court has had to intervene and is considering bringing a law against lynching.
Currently, accused are booked under other sections, from murder to unlawful assembly. This is one of the reasons why only 3 of the 18 accused in the Dadri case are still in jail. Under the new law, the center has proposed that lynching accused could be granted the death penalty.
Until such a law is formalized, the states are obligated to stop lynchings, as the Chief Justice of India has observed, which is the closest a Chief Justice can get to legally flipping someone off. But let's backtrack a little. What exactly is a lynching? The word lynch comes from a time in American history when black people were less rap god and more mistreated slaves in a strange continent. 2 brothers, Charles and William Lynch, were said to have coined the term in 1780 to mean punishment without trial, a law that was applied to deal with. America let Charles Lynch, a judge, get away with both making this lynch law and also murdering 3 black people in 3 separate incidents. At least 4,100 African Americans were lynched between 1877 and 1950 in just 12 states from Virginia to Texas. Black men accused of violent crimes, many of whom were very likely innocent, were frequent targets in America. Does this sound familiar? According to senior advocate Indra Jaisingh, Muslims were the target of 51% of violence centered on cow vigilantism over nearly 8 years. The 2015 Dadri incident, a Muslim man named Mohammad Akhlaq was lynched on the suspicion of carrying beef.
The meat in question was in fact mutton.
But the mob who attacked the man live with no regrets and in fact believe that they should be compensated. Unfortunately, these statements are either met with silence from political parties or, in Jayant Sinha's case, with garlands. The brutal truth is, no matter how much we deny it, much like ye olde America, lynchings in India also target a minority. This can especially be seen in areas where Gaurakshaks such as this man make the rules.
गौ माता की रक्षा हो, गौ माता को राष्ट्र माता का दर्जा मिले। भारत माता की जय, जय श्री राम, जय गौ माता।
Jai Gamutra. Which brings us to the link between lynching and rioting. One large group accosts a smaller group whom they disagree with, armed with sticks, stones, whatever they can find, and attempt to assert their dominance. The BJP made this link themselves when former party president Rajnath Singh called the 1984 riots India's biggest mob lynching, and then conveniently forgot to mention 2002.
In Jim Crow's America, a majority of the population would attend a lynching. Most even enjoyed them. In our country, we just ignore them with some classic whataboutery.
There's been a lynching in Alwar.
Oh, what about ISIS?
What about ISIS?
That's what I'm saying. Have you read the Mahabharata?
So?
What about the dogs in Kashmir? What about Bengal? Bangladesh सारे दोस्त हैं,
Fortunately, there haven't been any large-scale riots since Muzaffarnagar in 2013. Instead, this op-ed in the Indian Express argues, and hold on, stay with me through this sentence. We should expect a standard transmutation of prejudice witnessed elsewhere, in particular, communalization of the state's everyday practices and hate crimes committed by citizens, which otherwise translates to... The reality is that a majority of Indians no longer believe in the courts, the police, the lawmakers, or their neighbors. What they do believe in is WhatsApp. You know, that app that uncles have taken over to wish everyone a good morning? At least 17 people died in separate lynching incidents earlier this year because the mob was influenced by messages on WhatsApp.
If the Supreme Court does go ahead and pass the law, spreaders of fake news could be booked immediately and tried in fast-track courts. Things have gotten so bad that a man who was hired by the Tripura government to walk around with a loudspeaker asking people not to believe child abduction rumors on WhatsApp was rounded up by a mob and lynched.
Now, since people are willing to believe everything that they read on WhatsApp, we might as well tell them what to believe. I propose you forward this message with a Photoshop of PM Modi looking sadly at a mob. Dear proud and nationalist Indians, PM Modi says, don't lynch anyone and report anyone who you think will soon lynch someone. If you do lynch, Rajnath Singh ji and Amit Shah ji will not be your friend and you'll go to jail.